Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. At this time, I am going to answer some questions about some of the topics given as final exam test. First topic I will answer is about mut'ah marriage law. According to the term, mut'ah marriage is a marriage that is only done for pleasure and lasts a predetermined time limit without divorce and inheritance rights. Mut'ah marriage can also be called temporary marriage, and the time limit has been stated at the time of the contract. Al-Quran Surah Al-Ma'arij verse 29 to 31, which reads, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ إِلَّا عَلَى أَزْوَاجِهِمْ أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ غَيْرُ مَلُومِينَ فَمَنِ ابْتَغَى وَرَاءَ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْعَادُونَ. It means, and those who preserve their chastity, save with their wives, and those whom their right hands possess. For those they are not blameworthy, but whoso seeketh more than that, those are they who are transgressors. From the verse above, it can be said that sexual relations can only be done with a legal wife or slave, while the wife of mut'ah marriage does not get this right. Therefore, it is very clear that the law of mut'ah marriage is haram and will get a sin for those who do it. The second topic is about insemination and in vitro fertilization law. In vitro fertilization, or IVF, is a baby whose manufacturing process occurs outside the woman's body, or in other words, a baby whose process is carried out by means of artificial insemination, which is a way of inserting sperms into the female genitalia without having intercourse. The benefit of IVF is that it can help married couples who are one or both of them are sterile, or something is blocking the meeting of sperm and egg cells. For example, because of the fallopian tubes are too narrow or the ejaculation is too weak. Al-Quran Surah Al-Isra verse 70, which reads, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَحَمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُم مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. It means, verily, we have honored the children of Adam. We carry them on the land and the sea, and have made provision of good things for them, and have preferred them above many of those whom we created with a marked preferment. Legally, babies resulting from this insemination have two kinds, namely allowed and not allowed. IVF is allowed if the sperm taken is sperm that comes from a legal husband and wife, and is implanted in wife's womb, not someone else's womb, and can be said to be not allowed if the sperm taken come from another man, as well as if it is implanted into another woman's womb. Third topic is about law of donor and transplant organs to people in need. Transplantation is the transfer of organs that are still working from one body to another with certain terms and conditions. The purpose of this transplant is as a last resort from the implementation of other treatments that have failed. So it is hoped that with this transplant, the patient can survive. In Al-Quran Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 32, which reads, Min ajli dzalika katabna ala bani Israila annahu man qatala nafsan bi ghairi nafsin aw fasadin fil ardi faka'anna ma qatalan nasa jami'a wa man ahyaha faka'anna ma ahyan nasa jami'a walaqad walaqad ja'athum rusuluna bil bayyinati thumma inna katsiran minhum ba'da dzalika fil ardi lamusrifun. It means, for that cause we decreed for the children of Israel that whosoever killeth a human being for other than manslaughter or corruption in the earth, it shall be as if he had killed all mankind, and whoso saveth the life of one, it shall be as if he had saved the life of all mankind. Our messengers came unto them of old with clear proofs, but afterwards, lo, many of them became prodigals in the earth. From the paragraph above, it can be concluded that organ transplantation or donation is permissible as long as the organ donated is his own. First topic is about law of post-mortem for research. Autopsy or post-mortem is an investigation or examination of a corpse's body, including organs and structures after surgery with the aim of determining the cause of a person's death, both for the sake of medical science and to answer the mystery of a crime. Al-Quran Surah An-Naml verse 80, which reads, Innaka la tusmi'ul mauta wa la tusmi'us summat du'a idha wallaw mudbirin. It means, lo, thou canst not make the dead to hear, nor canst thou make the deaf to hear the call when they have turned to flee. The verse above is the reason for those who think that a dead person can no longer feel what is happening to his body, including if his organs are cut or surgical removed. So post-mortem or autopsy may be carried out as long as it is with a really urgent purpose and reason, and with consideration of the benefit of humans on several conditions so that no damage occurs. The topic is about law of sex change surgery. Sex change surgery is a surgical operation that aims to change gender from male to female or vice versa. There are three kinds of sex change surgery. Sex reassignment surgery performed on people. First, sex reassignment surgery performed on people who were born with normal sex. Second, genital repair or enhancement surgery performed on people who are born with genital defects, such as a penis or vagina that is not perforated. Third, surgery to remove one of the multiple sexes performed on people who from birth have two sexes, namely penis and vagina. In Al-Quran Surah Asy-Syura verse 49 that said, Lillahi mulkus samawati wal ard yakhluqu ma yasha yahabu liman yasha'u innatha wa yahabu liman yasha'u dhakura. It means, unto Allah belongeth to sovereignty of the heavens and the earth, the created what he will. He bestowed female offspring upon whom he will, and bestowed male offspring upon whom he will. So it can be concluded that the law of sex operation is divided into two. The law of changing sex become haram if someone who does it with the intention of changing Allah's creation, and the law is permissible for people who are born with a sex defect and people who are born with two genders. That's all my explanation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.